Good afternoon, everybody. We are back. A beautiful gray afternoon we have, but the market's not looking too good today. We do have a couple good individual stocks here, but the overall market is not performing well. We've got Paul Wright first in the chat today. What's going on, Paul Wright? Lon, Shane, Johnsontown, Allison Wonderland, Shane, Paul, Keith, Shane in the chat. What's going on? Let's see what we got, or let's see what's happening in the market right now. AMC in the top left, sitting at 1272. It's down 1.40% on the day after being at 1420. It is currently sitting at 1270. Very large pullback across the day here. Shiba Inu coin, $11.99. Not doing too bad considering it was down at $11.40 earlier today. It has been bouncing back nicely as Bitcoin is bouncing back. GameStop still down 9% on the day. It does have a little bit of volatility going on, but it has been relatively sideways all day here at that, down like 8, 9, 10% all day across the board, and right now is no different, down 8.85%. Farming in the bottom left, sitting at 0841, down 5.72% on the day. 0840, 5.72% on the day there, down a half a cent. It was doing very well this morning, sitting about 1 cent higher at 09, I believe 39, 0949. So it's even lower than 1 cent from where it was earlier. And guys, a 1 cent move on an 8 cent stock, I mean, you're talking like 12 to 13%. Absolutely ridiculous, giving away a 13% gain there. We've got a Biora Therapeutics, only stock doing well today. Biora Therapeutics is up 9.30%. Ethereum, Shiba, and Bitcoin all down at the moment, but slightly rising. Sundial down 6% today, sitting at 41 cents after some major gains over the last couple of days, giving all of them back from 48 cents all the way down to 41 cents. That's a 20% decrease. Mullen Auto down 8% today, going from $1.25 a couple days ago to $1.04 right now, so really giving back some of those gains. CEI sitting at $1.70 or 1.77% higher, is sitting at 75 cents. The SPY losing over 4% today. That is a ridiculous move lower. Nothing but losses all day long. Drastic declines in the SPY there. BBIG trying to stay above ground, was at 342 earlier, currently sitting at 308. Highcroft Mining down 6% on the day. Bouncing off that $1.20 level, sitting at $1.25 right now. And Netflix getting hit pretty hard along with the overall market, sitting at $176.91 right now. NASDAQ, my goodness, you do not have many declines like we've got going on in the NASDAQ today. A 4.86% loss. We got a 4.90 here, 14429. It has been some major moves in the major markets. And the NASDAQ losing roughly 5%. Only on the day. I mean, that is a drastic decline in the overall market. And unfortunately, it does seem as though this downtrend is going to continue. I mean, if we're looking at this downtrend right here, we can see on the NASDAQ, if we connect these lower highs, we can see that we are facing a severe decline. I do not want it to continue on this way, but it does seem like we have not broken this descending trend line. And even if we come back down to here and raise it to these more recent highs, you know, it is looking very tough for the NASDAQ right now. And I would love to see some sort of a bounce back, hopefully tomorrow. Don't know if we'll get it or not. But, man, it is a tough day when the NASDAQ is losing 5%. So, very, very hard for any stock to stay afloat when the NASDAQ or the SPY and the major markets are down as much as they are. What a miss, Zachary. You didn't miss anything, man. You're good to go. Glad you're here. Hey, everybody. Tim, what's going on, Tim? How's your day going today? Shane, is anyone playing around with Luna right now? Shane, a lot of people are actually playing around with Luna right now. I do not own any Luna, but Voyager is a good place to get Luna if you want to. Please be careful if you do have or want to get Luna. Luna is sitting at 1,700 points per coin right now. That is 3 zeros and a 1. It is down 10.53% on the day, and I'm telling you right now, it is a risky play, man. Keith with the 6-month member chat. Thank you very much, Keith. The biggest and best personality on YouTube. Boom, baby. I love it, Keith. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate you. And the 6-month member, now that's what I'm talking about, man. Got that green name. Anybody else want to get a green name today? Go ahead and do it. Keith, man, thank you very much for that member chat. Really appreciate it. Looking at AMC, though, AMC is holding up around this $12.50 level of support that we have. If you're looking at it on a daily, it does end up looking like a little bit of a level of resistance at this 13 that we bounced off of here and coming back down on the day. So as you can see, this candle, we performed very well early on in the day, moving much higher, and we are currently sitting here with either gravestone or an inverted doji candle. Could be a gravestone doji here, but I think you need a gravestone doji as you're moving lower, and it indicates further price action to the downside. This might just be an inverted dragonfly doji here, and yeah, man, very tough that AMC gave all of those gains back today, but I know that's on the back of the NASDAQ falling 5% on the day alone, 4.88% lower right now. Very tough day for the overall market, guys. And Shiba Inu coin sitting pretty steady right now, really following Bitcoin. Bitcoin trying to sit sideways after gaining some pretty decent ground off the lows at 28.8 earlier today, 28.7 earlier today. Sorry, sitting at 29.3 right now, but still below that extremely significant $30,000 mark. If we look at a daily chart, we can see that the overall daily trend is down, but it is trying its best to stay afloat right around this $30,000 mark. If it is broken, which it doesn't seem to have been broken yet, if it is broken, we could see a much further decline in cryptocurrency, really across the board, guys. Let's go back to the minute chart on this, and let's watch. Farmy's not doing anything. Let's watch the NASDAQ close down here. See if we get any bounce in the overall market before the close today. I believe you when you say you don't own any Luna, but I also believe that your dad has a huge stake in Luna for both of you. Mr. Nice Guy, I'm pretty sure my dad does have a stake in Luna. I don't know if it's for the both of us. Let me say this. If Luna goes to $1, I would hope that it's for the both of us. If Luna, gains, it's not going to be for the both of us. It's not like he's sitting on $100,000 in Luna or anything like that. But yes, I do think that he does have a stake in Luna there, so we will see how it goes. But dude, if anybody wants to help me out, like if Luna, runs up to $1, since I don't have any right now, if you guys want to be generous with your, 6 million Luna at $1 each, I'm not going to let you not be generous. At the end of the month, we will run. Shane, I don't care when it is. I hope you are right, man. I hope you are right, regardless of the time frame. I just want to go on a run. We did have a very nice 4 days that we were able to string together there. But, man, giving back, I think we're giving back all the gains we had over the last 4 days. I mean, just today alone, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, we are basically right where we closed 5 days ago. Right at this line right here. So, basically giving back everything that we gained over the last 4 days. And that's tough to watch, man. That is tough to watch. 1 day erasing basically a week's worth of gains is difficult to swallow, but that's what we got going on right now, and I don't like it. All right, so what do we at here? We've got a green candle on farming sitting at 08.57 right now, and AMC about to close at 12.74. Chris, thank you very much for the super chat, Chris. You know I'm here. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Off early, thanks to Rain. Probably talked too much crap to my boss, but not going to apologize for being a leader and they wanted a boss, so a squeeze soon, because maybe no job soon. Chris, you're going to have a job soon. Don't worry about that. Squeeze soon? I absolutely hope so, man. I absolutely hope so. And, Chris, you got some rain right now? We got rain on and off here, yeah. And tomorrow's supposed to be nice, though. Tomorrow's supposed to be back in the 80s, right? So hopefully you guys got some good weather over there tomorrow and you can get your landscaping done and everything you got to do tomorrow, man. But thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. And no, man, you're going to have a job tomorrow. No worries on that one, Chris. No worries there. What are we talking about? Craig, currently we're talking about the rain that's happening over in Indiana that is allowing Chris to get off early today. Baton Rouge in the house. Where y'all at? I'm in Ohio, Craig. I'm in Ohio. Baton Rouge, Louisiana in the house. Dollar cost average. Finally got Shiba under 2,200. Zachary, very nice, man. My average is below 2,200 now as well. I don't think it's going to be that difficult to get back to 2,200, right? I truly don't. Farmy got a green candle on the board after hours right now. 0872, not too bad there. Let's get some more green going on and make it a little smaller so we can see the green happening there. AMC closed the day at 12.75, down 1.19% on the day. Currently sitting at 12.76 after hours. Shiba Inu coin sitting sideways right now. GameStop closed at 91.41, sitting at 91.50 after hours. Bjorn Therapeutics having a wonderful day today, closing 8% higher at 87.08. Ethereum, Shiba, and Bitcoin all down right now, but Sundial closed down 5.5%, 41.25. Mullen Auto closed at $1.05. CEI 76 cents. The SPY lost almost 4% today, closing at 392.31. BBIG selling off after hours right now. Interesting. It looks like everybody wanted to hold it into the close and be a shareholder on record today. Closed the day at 3.05, selling off after hours $2.86 because they just wanted to make sure that they got their Kryptide. So watch out for that one, guys. BBIG is falling right now, and it is down 6.50. It's volatile, so it's sitting around 6% lower after hours at the moment. Highcroft Mining up 1% after hours. It does look like a big candle, but it's only about 1%. BBIG and let's see, Farmy doing pretty well, but coming back a little bit. BBIG's got some action going on here, so let's watch BBIG into the close. So I know you guys got some BBIG, and keep it on in the green for Farmy there too. Interest rates. We need interest rates to either rise slowly or not be drastic and scare people. BBIG selling off. If you guys got that, watch out right now. Also, bought the dip. Don't know if it's a dip, but tearing up the red like a bloodbath. AMC and Tilray positions growing, baby. I love it, Chris. Very nice, man. Man, BBIG is falling off pretty good right now, down about 10% on the day. We are watching that. So, with a big Shiba, you think it will run. When they peg it, what are they going to peg it to? What are they going to peg it to, Shane? A like button hit and lurking engaged. Chris, man, let the lurks begin. She better run. I'm telling you, man, something better run right now. But BBIG is running to the downside, which we don't like to see. Down 9.50% after hours right now. Getting hit pretty hard there. Idiots who don't know they must hold through the distribution. They'll be buying back soon when they find out. Melamamas, listen, I don't think that they have to. Where does it say you have to hold through the distribution? Because I'm not going to lie to you, normal rules state that as long as you are a shareholder on record, meaning that you held through the record date, like any dividend, you do not have to hold it. If you hold through the X date and you're the holder on record, you are good to go. I know there's a lot of information floating around out there about holding through the distribution, which is completely atypical. Right? I don't know why that would be the case for this. I would like to see somewhere that somebody said that, because that's not normal. That's not right if that's the case. That's the definition of an X date, is making sure that you are the holder through the X date, and you have the right to receive the dividend. It doesn't matter if you hold through the distribution date. And I know it's a spinoff, not necessarily a dividend. Spinoffs are treated as the dividend. So I do want to know where that was stated so I can see that. Because I've heard a lot of people say that, not just you, right? I would like to see where somebody said that, if you got any information on that. My man Clay, what's up? That's not just from some dude on YouTube telling you that you got to hold it through that. I would like to see something other than that. My man Clay, what's up? Not the stock market question. I have Terra and Voyager, but I can't transfer to a wallet. Will it change that? Jay Sierra, very good question. I don't know the direct answer to that, right? And here's the thing. With transferring it off exchange, really anywhere that you've got right now, is going to be tricky with the blockchain being subject to shut down again. I don't know their plans on what they plan on doing, but I wish I did, man. I wish I did. I wouldn't be terribly concerned about not being able to liquidate, though, because it's a very similar situation. You cannot buy Luna on Webull right now, but if you do own it, you can sell Luna on Webull. If you're looking for places to buy it, somewhere like, I guess Coinbase might still have it and Crypto.com might still have it, but Voyager does have it and will allow you to sell it. Early voting looks like Fork will pass on the 25th, active on the 27th. You think Luna will run between those dates? Brindalero. I don't know where people are seeing votes now, because votes yesterday were drastically in favor of, or drastically against a fork. So I'm very confused by the numbers on whether or not people support the fork or not. So I don't know where you're seeing those numbers, but if they do approve it, I don't think that Luna is going to run in between those dates. I truly don't. I think that at that point, Luna becomes a strict meme token, no project associated with it, and simply traded based on price action. By the way, you got to get back on Ozark. Finished the final season like 2 weeks ago. Totally forgot about it. Chris, I'm telling you, I think I do. I haven't watched a lot of TV lately, but Ozark, man, it gets me because it's one of those shows that everything that can go wrong goes wrong, and I'm like, oh, why is this happening right now? So I might have to get back onto that and at least finish it out, right? Because I think I only watched the 2 seasons of it. And I did like it, though. Bitcoin crashing again. Rejwan, Bitcoin is coming back down, yes. Whether or not I would consider it a crash, I don't know if it's a crash, but it could turn into a crash. This $30,000 line is extremely important for Bitcoin. And yes, it may be reattempting to bust down below the 29,000, which held up as a little bit of support here. It may be reattempting to bust down below that level and go even lower. If it does, I would expect it to drastically decline. I mean, it's just flirting with it right now so hard, and it might drop down below it. If it does, man, I'm not going to be surprised to see $20,000 or even $10,000 on Bitcoin. My next level of major support is down here in that 10 to 11 area. So that's what I'm currently watching on Bitcoin. But as far as whether or not it's going to do it, only time will tell, my friend. Only time will tell. Sorry, trying to know what's going on with Shiba and AMC. DC, not too much going on with Shiba right now. Really following the price of Bitcoin. As far as AMC is concerned, not too much trading activity today. Following the overall market down throughout the day. Had a nice open, but ended up dropping pretty hard along with the NASDAQ. NASDAQ closed nearly 5% lower today at 11,420. And an AMC following suit. Had a nice morning, but just couldn't stand. It couldn't maintain the gains because of the overall market move. And BBIG, guys, bouncing back slightly right now. It is down 5%. So had a pretty big red candle there and is bouncing back a little bit from 273. But this has to be because of being the shareholder on record and people selling off there. And if Melamamas is right, I don't know. I don't know the situation there to see if there would be anything different about BBIG. But typically, if you are looking for a dividend, all you have to do is be the shareholder on record, hold it through the X date, and you're good to go. Just bought some BBIG on the dip. More time for me. Boom. Melamamas. Hopefully, right? Hopefully. If you are right, then yes. If it's a typical situation, then I would probably say no. But a good deal. I like it. Hopefully you do get more Tide. Hypothetically speaking, they fork Luna. Can you, the developer, unfork a fork? Caesar, I'm going to say no. Okay, so at that point, what you have is two separate... Let me put it this way, okay? What you have at that point is two separate coins. Can you unfork a fork? No, not necessarily. I mean, I guess if you wanted to get into like a sticky or messy situation, you may be able to like look at the snapshots of the blockchain at certain points of time and see who held what at that time, and basically like stop that token from trading. Just be done with that project and give everybody back tokens that had tokens at that time. I mean, I guess that's a possibility, but I don't think that that's like that's such a sticky situation, man, because if you unfork it, let's say you do fork it, and then like a year down the road, you're like, this was a crap show. What are you going to do, man? Abandon that new project to go back to the old project with all the old holders, and the old holders don't even know that they're holding anymore? I do think it would be very difficult to pull something like that off. Like, the more that I'm thinking about it, it's not impossible, but to me, it wouldn't make a ton of sense to do that. Average down from 26 to 15 on Shiba. Woohoo! 26 to 15 is not bad, life with Maine. That's not a bad average at all. 15. I have come up with 99 reasons to not buy Luna and 1 reason why you should buy it now. Degenerates create extraordinary flukes. Mr. Nice Guy, that they do, man. That they do. And I'm telling you that it is a possibility that Luna does go up in value. And hey, like you're saying, maybe it's 99 to 1 odds, maybe it's 999 to 1 odds, but there is that chance that it does go up in value. It sounds incredibly frustrating. That would be, Caesar, that would be incredibly frustrating, man. If they tried to fork and then unfork and things like that, that would be really weird. I think that they've got a tough decision on what to do right now, but like unforking would make things really... That would be sticky, dude. I don't know if they can pull that off right. Let's see. What is Tide V? John J. No, who said that? Discombobulated chicken. So Tide V is it's supposed to be Kryptide. Let me see what's going on with Tide V. Okay. So it's currently trading at $13.50. This is supposed to be Kryptide when it starts trading. So, don't think that this is going to be. There's only like 100 shares traded or something today. It's not like this is the guaranteed price. So please don't like guarantee yourself that when you do have a share of Kryptide here, sitting at $13.50 today on extremely low volume. I don't know where the volume is here, but it was like a couple hundred shares that were traded. Please do not consider this to be the price that you are going to get Kryptide at. It could absolutely change by the time it is distributed, and it's going to make things very interesting to see where it comes out. I mean, think about it. If you've got 10 shares of BBIG at $2.80. Let's give it $2.70. If you get 10 shares there and you're sitting on $27 worth and you get 1 share of Kryptide, it's going to be a 50% dividend that you're getting there. You would expect BBIG to fall 50% in value once that dividend is issued if you were receiving that $13.50 in value from Kryptide. Why? I mean, currently, Kryptide and BBIG are the same company. Currently, the price of BBIG and Kryptide are wrapped into one at that $3 mark. If for every 10 shares, you get 1 share at $13.50, that would mean BBIG is losing a large portion of its business, and as such, will not be able to sustain the same prices because it's losing a drastic market value. So please, just be careful. I know there's a lot of people hyped up about BBIG, but just be careful with it. Let's see. So will UST go up in the burn or just Terra? John James Power, I don't know. From the sound of it to me, they were abandoning UST. From the sound of it to me, they were abandoning it and not wanting to try and restabilize UST. Dude, I am honestly, there's so many things swirling around out there right now and so many ideas that I do not know which one that they're going to proceed with. And because of that, your guess is almost as good as mine because nobody has set forth like a clear path. What should I do with the wrapped Luna? Sell or trade for unwrapped Luna stuck in limbo? Well, James, wrapped Luna and Luna aren't really going to be any different. The wrapped Luna is basically just tracking the price of Luna. So if you can easily trade the wrapped Luna, you may have a benefit in that aspect that you could easily trade it. But if you're looking for some sort of a price difference or some sort of a price benefit on your wrapped versus unwrapped or unwrapped versus wrapped, I don't think you're going to get some sort of a price benefit. Will there be issues airdropping the new Luna tokens to people on exchanges like Voyager? So J Sierra, maybe. Let me say this: if you're holding on an exchange, centralized exchange, Coinbase, Voyager, Crypto.com, you name it, that centralized exchange has to add the new token. And as long as they are still willing to work with the Luna Terra team, it probably won't be that difficult. Major exchanges are willing to work with these major coins, billion-dollar plus market caps, especially because they make money when people buy and sell those tokens. So they want to accommodate these bigger tokens that have a ton of volume. But if exchanges are losing faith in the Luna team, they may not accommodate them the same way, and you may not be able to put a new Luna wallet on that exchange. Now, I guess it could get a little tricky as far as what Luna would do, what the team at Luna would do in that situation, where if major exchanges did not want to accommodate them, how they would snapshot your wallet and your holdings and I guess pay you out at that point in the new Luna, whether they would just say screw you and you're not getting anything, or if they are going to try their best to help you and go through with it. That part I don't know. Sorry, it just came in. How many BBIG shares will be converted into Kryptide, or does it work differently? So juiced, they're not converted into Kryptide. What happens during a spinoff is BBIG just forms two separate companies. You're going to keep your shares of BBIG, and then for every 10 shares of BBIG that you own, you will be getting one share of Kryptide in the form of a dividend. So think about it. If you were to get a dividend, you still keep your shares of the company. You just have some extra cash in your portfolio. If they do a share dividend where, for every 10 shares of BBIG you own, they're going to give you an 11th share of BBIG. You still keep those 10 shares. Now you got 11 shares because they issued a share dividend. A spinoff is relatively the same thing, except you're getting a share of a different company. It's just that portion of BBIG, which will be called Kryptide, is going to be added to your portfolio. So you will still have 10 shares of BBIG, and then you will have one share of Kryptide as well. I got margin calls today. What happened? JB, tomorrow, man. You messed up. It's tomorrow. Margin calls are tomorrow, man. Margin calls are tomorrow. Should have known that. Phone is about to die, so stocks are about to rip after hours, but hope everyone has a good night. Catch you in the chat tomorrow. Enjoy your evening, Chris, man. Thank you very much for the super chat and for being here. And I do hope that you enjoy your evening. Charge your phone, man. Go charge your phone. Watch some Ozark, whatever you want to do tonight. And call it a day, man. Have some fun. Clicky that likey. It only takes a second. Please do click the like button, guys. Do not forget, we're sitting on 43 likes right now. We need more than that. We got 149 people in here. There's 100 lazy people that have not even clicked the like button. Probably more, because I would imagine some of the people that did click the like button are already gone. Also, no, it does not. Shib does not suck, Chris. Makes sense. So it would be a good idea to have multiple of 10 shares of BBIG. Yeah, so Juiced, it's not necessarily like a tragedy if you don't. I believe you're going to be getting cash in lieu. Like if you have 4 shares, or if you have 5 shares of let's say you have 5 shares of BBIG, you should be getting half of a share of Kryptide in cash. So it's not like you're just going to get screwed. You get paid out in the form of cash at that point instead of, if everything that I read is correct, right? You would get, so if BBIG, if Kryptide's trading at $12 at the time of release, then you would get $6 in cash. A lot of new people in here. If you guys want to support Clay, you can become a bro. Get that green name. Clay can see your messages easier. Listen to JB. It is true, guys. The green names are amazing names. I love all the green names out there, guys. Don't forget to join the channel. Become a bro. We are here every single day. We're growing our portfolios together. Thanks, bro. One more question. If I sell BBIG tomorrow, I'll still receive the Tasha. So discombobulated chicken. This is interesting, okay? Based on all of the normal rules involved with a spinoff or a dividend and so on. Yes, if you sold them tomorrow, you would still get your shares of Kryptide. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I am not a BBIG YouTuber, and I do not spend my entire day reading about BBIG. But I do know there are a lot of people out there trying for some reason to make things extremely confusing. Saying that, and I don't know if they have ill intentions of making you hold it so the price continues to go up or what the idea is behind it. But they are saying that for some reason, BBIG is different than everything else in history, and you have to hold it through the distribution date as opposed through the record date. You would be done now if you only have to hold it through the record date, like everything else that's ever happened in history. But there's a lot of people telling you that you need to hold it through the distribution date. I don't know that. I don't see why that would be possible or why that would be necessary. But a lot of people are saying that. So that's my thoughts on it, man. I guess read it for yourself. And if you don't see anything that would make it different, it's probably not different. But people are saying it's different for some reason. If you like it unwrapped, click the like button. Listen to Roulette Wheel. If you like it unwrapped, click the like button. You know, there's not much of a difference in wrapped. Okay, there's not much of a difference in wrapped. It tracks the same price and everything. Could trade on the same blockchain even, but it is it's not the original, man. It's not the original. You gotta like the unwrapped too. I felt screwed when SPRT changed its shares. I wanted all of my money converted into these new shares. Don't even remember the name. Support.com to GREE, right? Is that what it was? But since I had too few shares, it all got solid for a crappy price. Yeah, it's juiced, man. That could happen. That could happen. I don't know what the conversion rate on that was. I don't remember. I think it was SPRT to GREE, but I don't remember the rates necessary for that. Thanks, Clever's a legend. PS5, thank you, man. Call brokerage and find out. You must hold through distribution. Mellow Mamas. Let me see if I can find this really quick, because that does not make any sense. Alright, let's see if we get anything here. Gosh. This is... Okay. All right. Let me look at this. You guys can see what I'm looking at here. You probably can't read it, but I'm just trying to see. Okay, so this filing with the SEC happened in January when they started talking about distributing Kryptide. As you guys can clearly see, what is Tide? It talks about Kryptide. It talks about the spinoff of the business. And then, look here. You guys can see this, right? And maybe it changed. I can look again. But this is a spinoff, and this is what you should have expected, unless they change things. What will I receive in the distribution? In connection with this distribution, you will be entitled to receive 1 share of our common stock, which is Tide or Kryptide, for every 10 shares of BBIG common stock held by you as of the close of business on the record date, as well as cash payment in lieu of any fractional shares as discussed herein. Today was the close of the record date. May 18th is the record date. So if you held BBIG, if you held 10 shares of BBIG as of the close of the record date, which is today, then you will be receiving 1 share of Kryptide for every 10 shares that you own. Let's see. Is BBIG holder as of the record date? How will the shares of common stock be distributed to me? Very good question. As of the effective time of the distribution, we will instruct our transfer agent and the distribution agent to make book entry credits for the shares of our common stock that you are entitled to receive as a stockholder of BBIG as of the close of business on the record date. Since shares of our common stock will be in uncertified book entry form, you will receive share ownership statements in place of physical share certificates. And then in that case, the distribution date has been determined to be May 27th, give or take, right? On or around May 27th. How is fractional shares going to be treated? It talks about cash distributions at that point. Tax basis, nobody cares about that. Okay. How will BBIG's common stock and Tide common stock trade after the separation? There's currently no public market for our common stock. We have applied to have our common stock listed on the NASDAQ under the symbol TIDE. BBIG common stock will continue to trade on the NASDAQ under BBIG. So you will have TIDE and you will have BBIG at that point. Let's see here. If I sell my shares of BBIG common stock on or before the distribution date, will I still be entitled to receive TIDE shares in the distribution with respect to the sold shares? See trading between a record date and distribution date on page 38 of this information statement for discussion of selling BBIG common stock before the distribution date. So let's do that. Page 38, we're going to have to go down and see that right here. Let's see. All right, so if we go down to page 38. Trading between the record date and distribution date. Beginning on the record date and continuing up to and including the distribution date, we expect that there will be 2 markets in BBIG common stock, a regular way market and an ex-distribution market. Shares of BBIG common stock on the regular way market will trade in an entitlement to receive shares of our common stock in connection with the distribution. Shares of BBIG common stock that trade on the ex-distribution market will trade without an entitlement to receive shares of the common stock. Therefore, if you sell BBIG common stock on the regular way market after the close of business on the record date and up to including through distribution date, you'll be selling your right to receive shares of common stock in connection with the distribution. If you own shares of BBIG common stock at the close of business on the record date and sell those shares on the ex-distribution market up into... See, this is weird. This is weird. They think that there's two different markets for your shares of BBIG right now. And I think that's where a lot of the confusion stems from. No. I mean, when you go to click sell, if you click the sell button right now, is it going to ask you if you want to trade at X distribution or regular way? I don't think it's going to ask you that. Furthermore, beginning on the record date and continuing up to the distribution date, we expect that when issued market in our common stock, when issued trading refers to a sale or purchase made conditionally because the security has been authorized but not yet paid. The when issued trading market will be a market for shares of our common stock that will be distributed to BBIG holders or stockholders on the distribution date. If you own shares of BBIG common stock as of the close of business on the record date, you would be entitled to receive shares of our common stock in connection with the distribution. You may trade this entitlement to receive shares of our common stock without trading the shares of BBIG common stock that you own in the when issued market. On the first trading day following the distribution date, we expect when issued trading in respect to our common stock will end and regular way trading in our common stock will begin. I think that they are really trying to confuse people there. If you are a stockholder on record, I see no reason why you would not be able to sell your shares right now. If you guys are worried about it, be worried about it. But very, very strange that they think that there's two current markets for BBIG shares right now. The minted tokens after attack total 6.5 trillion, and there are only 100 million being allocated to these individuals. You're talking about Terra. You're talking about Terra Luna with the new Terra Luna following the fork, right? For every classic coin you're holding at the end of the month, you might get a whopping 0.000 new Luna. True. But it doesn't, I don't know if that means that they are completely shutting down the old Luna, right? You would still remain. The classic Luna would still remain, but just wouldn't have any sort of a project whatsoever. I did like, but my message won't be shown, and I subbed today. Thank you. Sam Demand, thank you, man. With all this rigged rumors going around with the votes, Doquan's. Oh, man, plug, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I see the rumors on Twitter as well. I don't know where these people are getting their screenshots from. I don't know how that we would go from a 90% no vote to a 100% yes vote. It's very, very weird, man. There is two regular BBIG. Oh, there is BBIGV. Elevation, BBIGV. So let me ask you, Elevation, do you have BBIGV in your portfolio? Do you have BBIGV in your portfolio as well as BBIG? Because if you were trading, if you were the shareholder on record, you would have the option to sell your BBIG or your BBIGV. I don't see how you can have both there. BBIGV. Vinco Ventures Inc. here at $1.92. All right, so it looks like Vinco Ventures. Looks like Vinco Ventures, following the distribution, is already set to be worth $1.92. So watch out for that, guys. You're going to get your shares of Kryptide if you're holding BBIG, right? But after you get your shares of Kryptide, your shares of BBIG are probably going to be worth at least $1.92 right now. So I would watch out for that if that's the case. If you want to buy BBIG without the right to buy Kryptide, then it does look like you're going to be sitting on $1.92 per share as opposed to $3 per share. If you're sitting at $3 per share, it looks like you're going to get a share of Kryptide. But it doesn't seem like you can sell a BBIG-V. It looks like you have to sell your BBIG. About 1.3 million Luna, and 10% will be 130,000 new Luna Classic, right? No. So, Tanim, that you're doing 10% of your holdings, yes, but it's not 10% of your holdings. What you would end up with following the fork, the last fork plan that I saw that would be voted on, is they want to ditch this classic Luna, and they want to start a new Luna. The classic Luna has about 6.5 trillion coins. The new Luna, they only want to have 1 billion coins. So 10% would be allocated to anybody that holds it as of the launch date, which, if everything was approved, the launch date was supposed to be, I believe, May 27th. If that's the case, you would be receiving 10% of that 1 billion, or 100 million would be allocated between you and everybody else that held it at the time. So if you own 1.3 million tokens, whatever 1.3 divided by 6.5 trillion equals, you take that number and multiply it by 100 million, and that's how many tokens they would be giving you in the new Luna coin. That's how you would get there. It's 10% of the overall supply goes to every single holder. So your portion of the current pool, it would be your portion of the new pool. And the new pool is 100 million. So that's how you would figure out how many new Luna token you would get. You are doing 10% correctly of your holdings there, but it's not 10% of your holdings. It's 10% of the new coins, proportional to your holdings. I just sold my Luna because I think it's going to continue to go down. It's still a small loss. Really, hey, Quentin, not bad at all, man. And if it continues to go down and you do want to take another chance on it, you can take another chance. It's so you can trade separate so you don't lose tide. Elevation. So can you trade separate is what I'm saying. Can you trade separate? If there's two markets going on right now, I don't have BBIG in my portfolio, so I don't know. If you're sitting on BBIG in your portfolio and you go click the sell button, do you have the option right now to sell BBIG or BBIGV? Like, do you have BBIGV in your portfolio? Taneem, you would get 20 new Luna. JB, thank you for doing the math on that right there. I really do appreciate that, man. I think I am just going to stay out of Luna. It is a confusing situation, Frodo. It's a confusing situation, which is why I say it's extremely risky. Sky info is great. Get Clay to 100. Boom, John. Let's go, man. Thank you very much, John James. Appreciate you, dude. After the morning video, you said Luna is a gamble. I'm not gambling if I know it goes up. Sam Demand, that is true. If you know that it is going up, that is not a gamble. I don't know that it's going up. Let's see. Antics. I bought 100 million Luna tokens because I'm drunk right now and I don't give a crap what happens. I like burning money. Tequila also made me buy 500 out of the money calls on AMC for June. God, this dude plays. This dude likes to live life dangerously, man. You bought actual 500 call options. You bought 500 different contracts. You bought 500 shares worth of. You bought 5 contracts. Buy 500 contracts or 5 contracts. You got me so nervous, man. I don't have BBIGV on a regular. I was trying to find clarification myself. If I hit sell, only BBIG. Yeah, elevation. That's the bizarre part to me, man. That's the bizarre part to me. So you are the shareholder on record right now. You held it through the distribution date, and in any normal scenario in the history of mankind, if you were to sell your shares right now, I mean, you're good to go. This is very confusing what they got going on right now. What's your outlook on for Shiba? Which did the dollar cost average now sitting at 42 million. So, Ryan, my outlook specifically on Shiba is extremely tied to the overall crypto market and the price of Bitcoin. I have averaged down a little bit sitting here at this $30,000 mark, but not at all the amount that you could average down. Why am I putting such an emphasis on this level? It is an extremely significant long-term level of support that is held up. If 30,000 on Bitcoin doesn't hold up, we've got a little level of support in this $17,000 to $20,000 range from 2020, and then back here in 2017. I got to go pretty far back. Back here in 2017, when it reached that all-time high. If this doesn't hold up, this 1 month period, if it doesn't hold up, I am not opposed to seeing Bitcoin hit that, $8, $9, $10, $11,000, $12 or $11,000 range. That's the major level of support, is down there at that 9, 10, 11,000 range. If we come down to this level, I would absolutely expect Shiba Inu coin to be getting hammered at that point. I would expect all crypto to provide us with opportunities very similar to 2020 or even better. Why do I say opportunity? Because I truly believe in the long-term success of crypto, but I don't necessarily believe in this short term. We've got a wild market. We've got a lot of fearful investors, and we've got a lot of conditions right now affecting the overall market negatively. So if we do drop this line, I don't think it's impossible to hit this line down here. And because of that, I'm not drastically averaging in right now. But that's me, man. I mean, if you think 30 is going to hold, I think this would probably be the perfect time to average in. If you think 30 is the bottom, dude, then you are averaging in at the bottom right now. 500 contracts. Antics, living life on the edge, man, making me nervous. I care more about numbers of kills in my Call of Duty games than the markets. Roulette wheels, get it, man. Hopefully you get all the kills there are. I don't care about Shib. I bought 1 billion Shib last year in February, way before the run-up. Antics the legend. Nice, man. That's what makes you the legend. Where's Big Bar? Friend Alice Donnell, they work too hard and need a real man to support them. No squeeze for juicing. No squeeze for juicing. Hey, man, some people, they like to work, and it seems like they've got a great work ethic on it. We went over that this morning, but I don't know where they are. I don't think they've been in here they might be listening right now, but I don't know where they are. Hey, Clay, how's it going? David, it's going pretty well, man. Hello, peeps. Finally made it. Dan, glad to have you in here. Owning the float. Housing market is paper mache. Oh, my gosh. Dude, the housing market's another one, too, man. The housing market's another one, too, that I honestly... Watch out for that one, okay? If all of these rent and mortgage, like an eviction moratoriums, come to an end... Dude, we could see foreclosures like crazy. We've already got obscenely high housing prices. Obscenely high. Guys, I live in Ohio, and I'm saying that these prices are obscenely high right now. Dude, they're almost 3 times as much. Like, you're telling me that a house is twice, a 100% increase in the price of houses? Nah, this crap's like 3 times as much as they should be selling for. And that's just not me saying that because I'm cheap and I want to get it for 30% of the price. That's me saying that because I've watched them increase in price like 3x over the last, like, 2 years. So housing is extremely inflated, but also the fact that there's a lot of people that aren't paying their bills and don't think that they're ever going to have to pay their bills. And there's going to be a rude awakening one day when they have to pay their bills. So I do think that there's going to be a ton of foreclosures as time goes on. I don't think that they can keep this up forever. Let's see. Antics, what's the strike price? Get it, man. We need another strike. Hey, bro, the way it's written, you have to hold BBIG till the May 27th distribution date of Tide to get the Tide shares. From what I believe, they did it this way to burn the shorts. Ryan, I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I don't think they did anything to burn the shorts. I truly don't think they did anything at all to burn the shorts. But with that being said, too, like I get it. We're looking at it here, and they say that there's some sort of a regular way market and an X distribution market, which is very confusing. If you own BBIG common stock as the close of business on the record date and sell those shares on the X distribution market, up to and including through the distribution date, you will still receive shares of common stock. Well, apparently, nobody has access to the X distribution market. I mean, can you sell your shares right now? Can you go, I don't own shares in BBIG, so I don't know. Can you go sell your shares? Can you go convert your shares of BBIG to BBIGV? If you can, all right, great. They're trading at $1.90 right now. If you can't, then I don't understand this because, clearly you see here at the top of the screen that in connection with the distribution, you'd be entitled to receive 1 share of common stock for every 10 shares of BBIG held by you as the close of business on the record date, as well as cash in lieu of any fractional shares. So you are entitled already to receive that share. I don't see. I don't know. If you guys don't have access to the X distribution market, I don't know what all this stuff is, man. That's bizarre to me. Owning the float. Thank you for the super chat. Owning the float says, the price of your house is not the price of your house. Love all my retail family. The price of my house is not the price of my house. The price of my house is the price of my house. If you know what I mean? And no, dude, here's the housing market that a lot of people kind of, miss too. If you do currently own a home, some people are like, man, I should sell it, but then I can't buy another home. Everything's overpriced. Well, yeah. I mean, if you're thinking about selling your house and buying another one right now, you're basically breaking even. You're going to sell your house for, a 100% premium, and you're going to buy a house for a 100% premium. So you're break even there. If you are going to wait and then you want to buy a house when it's cheap, when the market falls, there's a very high likelihood that from the current prices, you are going to be selling at a 50% discount. Well, you're also going to be buying a house at a 50% discount as well. So if you're looking to, swap houses, sell yours and buy another one, unless you're arbitraging location and houses in California are inflated much higher than houses in Ohio right now or something like that, then it's just your break even. If you are, and it doesn't matter if you sell now and buy now, or if you sell later and buy later. The only other alternative to that is arbitraging time, and you sell your house now while things are inflated, and then you run the risk of inflation continuing and the prices move up, and then you're still priced out of a new house and you lose money that way, or you're arbitraging time, and over time, these eviction moratoriums do come to an end, and foreclosures happen like crazy, and you're able to get a house much cheaper. So that's what you're looking at right there. You either have to arbitrage location or time, and otherwise you're breaking even on the housing market. If the dividend is more than 25%, then you would have to wait for distribution to get it. Is this true? Elevation 420 stocks. The dividend, I don't know if the dividend is necessarily more than 25%. It not if you own 10 shares. Still not more than 25%. But let me see if that is. I don't know if that's a rule or not. So yes, this is according to Wikipedia. It's the first article, or the first thing that came up here. But this is talking about special distributions, and special distributions above 25%. So it does say that dividends or distributions of less than 25% are subject to regular rules for ex-dividend dates, which is what I would expect BBIG to be trading at. But, however, dividends or distributions of more than 25% are subject to special rules for ex-dividend dates. The major difference here is that for these larger distributions or dividends, the ex-dividend date is set as the day after payment, with the day of payment being the payment date. For these larger special dividends, the ex-dividend date is generally one stock trading day after the dividend payment date. The dividend payment date occurs sometime after the dividend record date. The stock will trade on ex-distribution basis, adjusted for the amount of the dividend on the trading day after the dividend payment date and thereafter. To be entitled to the 25% of your share price, you need to be a stockholder on the record date. To be the stockholder on the record date, your purchase would need to have been a minimum of 2 business days prior to the record date, and you would still have to own it on that day. The ex-dividend date, the first day which the buyer of shares would not be entitled to the dividend, is the business day prior to the record date. So, I mean, it still does end up being the same. They just changed the X date to the day after payment. So you still need to hold it through the payment on one of these special dividends. But with BBIG specifically announcing that the X date is May 17th and the record date is May 18th and the distribution date is May 20th, to me, it wouldn't fall under a special distribution. But they got some weird things going on with it. So, yes, you are correct, but this is not a typical special distribution either. The housing market is different. A lot of homeowners have equity and not underwater on their mortgage. So, instead of foreclosing, they can sell with some profits. Roulette wheel. Maybe, man. It's still very difficult. They would have to have a lot of equity, but let me say this. If they have not been paying their bills for the last 2 years, they're going to need to come up with some sort of a short sale or some sort of I don't know, man. I don't know. I think they're going to get foreclosed on. if they don't come up with a short sale. If I was the bank, you would not be living in that house for free one day after you were allowed to live in that house. So I would expect the bank to be strict when they can start foreclosing on these people. I would absolutely expect it unless they come up with some short sale rules, and even then, they're selling it for what they owe it, and so on. I don't know if their equity is going to be able to cover all of their bills. If they can get lucky, they can get lucky. But if people haven't been paying their bills for 2 years, that's a long time. Invest in utilities, sleep at night. Z Corp Alpha. Yeah, look, if you want to invest in utilities, if you want to invest in ETFs, if you want to invest in different mutual funds, absolutely, man. I have nothing against ETFs in the overall market. Those are an easy way to sleep at night. And, I was even going to say a lot of these major market cap stocks, you used to be able to sleep at night, but not right now. Nobody's sleeping at night right now in the market, man. Everything's down. Everything's down in this bear market. So I don't know how many people are sleeping. Hoodbro's playing Sky Crypto theme. Read everything online. Roulette wheel. That's all you got to do, man. That's all you got to do. Sky Crypto does, he just reads everything online like that. The thing is with Shib, now Luna, and now Luna, it's the long term we have to wait for. Could be 10 years, but they will burn coins and they will. Dan, if Luna goes the direction of building back up Luna instead of forking off and starting some new project, I do think that they could be successful long term. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to rewatch The Big Short movie tonight, Mr. Nice Guy. Very nice. Many homeowners who couldn't pay had a mortgage forbearance program, and afterwards, mortgage companies offered repayment programs. It is true, man, but all I'm saying is if they can't get things worked out like that, then we should see a lot of foreclosures. I don't know if everybody is just going to have it handed to them where you don't have to pay your bills, and then we'll work with you. I do know, especially people that are renting and the landlords are not getting their rent money. I'm sure the banks are upset because they're not getting their money either. When crypto rally. Master, when the overall market kind of settles down a little bit and we don't have such a fearful investor out there. Hey, bro, do you have Luna? What's the plan, Luna versus Classic? Respect, bro. PS5, I do not have any Luna. I think it is an extremely risky play. But the Luna versus Classic Luna, I don't know what they're going with in terms of the vote yet. if the vote gets pushed through in the video that I did was it last night? Now, I don't even know if it was last night or the night before last. If that gets pushed through, then, you're going to be looking at basically a 100 million pot of Luna coin distributed to all of the current, or all of, then current holders as of the time of launch. So it's going to be a drastic reduction in the amount of Luna Classic in the amount of new Luna that you own compared to the Luna Classic that you own. But the Luna project at that point would be abandoned. I'm almost retired. Let's get it, Shredder. Time for retirement. No, I wish it was time for retirement. Little recap on the market, guys. AMC doing nothing after hours in the top left, sitting at 0.63% lower. Shiba Inu coin bouncing back off the 1170, sitting at 1185 right now. It does look nice with all those green lines, but it's still very, very small, going from 1170 to 1185. GameStop sitting up 0.30% after hours right now, 91.75. Bitcoin still down 4% on the day, sitting at 29,180 at the moment. We've got the NASDAQ closed today at 4.73% lower. Drastic decline there. Bior Therapeutics doing very well, up 8% on the day and up about 1% after hours. Farmy closed the day at 859, currently sitting at 860 after hours. No action really at all going on here. 3 shares, 100 shares, 20 shares, 2 shares, 100 shares, 42 shares. Like, guys, 42 shares on a 9-cent stock is like $4, man. I mean, a little less. It's pathetic. Who trades $4 in a 1-minute time frame? AMC, we talked about that. Sundial got hit pretty hard today, down 5.5%, down 1% after hours, sitting at 40.85 cents. Mullen Auto sitting at $1.04 right now. CEI sitting at 77 cents. The SPY is still down after hours, sitting at 391.06. BBIG losing 7% after hours right now, floating around there. It's $2.83. Highcroft Mining sitting up 1.59% after hours at $1.28, and Netflix break even after hours at $177.21. Meanwhile, we got Luna sitting at 1,700 points per coin. No real action on Webull, as you can see here. If you guys do still want to buy Luna, you got a link in the description for Voyager, where you can go ahead and take a chance on it, and you're going to get $25 in free Bitcoin for signing up there. And then look, guys, if you want to take your lottery ticket chance, just take $25, and then you got no risk associated with it, because you get $25 in Bitcoin. They'll lose the $25 in Luna, you're still break even. Let's see if we get anything in the next minute or two right here before we go. I'm a re-broker. The list of pre-foreclosures, RE. I don't know why I can't think of RE right now. I'm a broker. The list of pre-foreclosures are getting longer each week. Foreclosures are coming, but the hedges are buying up everything for cash and for way over asking price. Patty, thank you for letting us know about that. And I hate when the banks buy things over asking price. Oh my gosh. I hate when anybody buys anything over asking price. I'm like, you guys seen the movie The Notebook? When the guy offered him like $4,000 over asking price and he thought he was crazy, so he chased him off with a shotgun or whatever? Yeah, that's me. Don't offer anything over asking. Click, and I sent Sam the link to my NFT page on here. Remy, I actually don't know if links show up on YouTube if you're sending links out, man. I really don't know if links show up. I think you may have to be a mod to send a link through. You can send it to them on Twitter, though. I know that links work there. Hedge funds are also snapping up single-family homes hundreds at a time without even having an inspection at high prices and renting them out afterwards. I really doubt foreclosure wave is coming. Well, dude, if these hedge funds are buying these houses, they're buying houses from somebody. If they're taking them off people's hands, great. Maybe we won't see foreclosures. But if the hedge funds keep buying houses, and they're either going to run out of houses to sell and nobody's going to own a home anymore, or those that do own a home are going to be sitting on absolute gold mines. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if all of these forbearances are going to be forebone forever, or if people eventually, it will come up with them, or it will catch up with them, and they're going to get caught with their pants down. But it is a very interesting situation. Seth Green scanned for his NFT holdings, careless mistake, or targeted overtake. Any thoughts? Actually, I don't know anything about Seth Green and his NFTs there, man. Oh, real estate broker. Gotcha. Brandon, thank you for that. Guys, I can't believe it's already 5 o'clock. It really did go extremely fast. I'm telling you that right now. It did go extremely fast. I got to still get 2 videos out for this evening. So unfortunately, we do have to go for now, but we will have videos at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, videos at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to check those out. Get your names in the chat right now. We'll do some shout-outs, and then we will be back with the videos this evening. Mr. Nice Guy, shout out to you, Remy, Jared Joss, Mr. Nice Guy, Dan, Roulette Wheel, Mr. Nice Guy, Shredda, Jojo, D, Brandon, Alice in Wonderland, Crypto Rocketeer, boom, baby, dabbing on them as always. We got Mr. Nice Guy, Gavin Hunter, Deuces, Mela Mamas. I don't know who else we got. I did see SD in the chat a little bit earlier. We got Frodo in the chat a little earlier. AMC Trapper. I have not seen AMC Trapper in the chat in a very long time. AMC Trapper, if you're listening right now, have a great day, man. Nufo, AMC to Pluto. Ooh, SD, later to you, man. Remy, Joseph, see you later. Frodo, enjoy your evening. Roulette Wheel, DD214. Everybody that's in here, you guys know what time it is. Congus. See you later. If you want to say it with me, say it with me. Till the next time. Hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.